Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time we made it to the middle city of Elutionira, having explored most of the slums. We got a couple of rooftops we got to finish exploring. And we met an alchemist, one of, I think it was Hepzibah servants, and he attacked us, but we defeated him easily, and we saw the echo of the Skari as well, who, I guess was just trying to find the alchemist. Just missed him. But he claims that the guy's not dead, so there's that. And I think we're just up here exploring. So let's go ahead and look around. What do we got? Okay, we got some loot there. We'll take it. Guess we'll cross this river of lava here. I'll just keep it in this orientation for now as we look around. Okay, we got a portal up.
Let's move already.
And nothing down here. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So the only way you can get there is if it's up there. What's it like when it's in this orientation? Like fully? Man, it goes really high up, doesn't it? Jeez. Okay. We'll keep it looking this way for now. And we'll go up this way, up north.
Move out.
To the flesh markets. Or portal. I think this goes down. This is the flesh markets down there, I think. Let's go ahead and go to the flesh markets. We have business here. Welcome to the flesh markets, the best place to buy living something. Souls. Healthy flesh. Oh, lovely. I remember Abharb, something. Master, whatever, is delighted to behold Lady Hepzibah and Lady Shamira. It's a great honor for him. How may he assist you? That's Lady Oh, hey! Hepzibah. Don't look over here. Hepzibah is looking to buy some slaves. The best slaves. It's an important job. Vark, blah blah. Allow me to present this fine specimen, an extraordinarily belligerent, destructive, and vicious slave. He killed 7 hunters before his capture. Shut your mouth, Meeple. Your breath stinks. I don't need gladiators or bodyguards. I'm looking for a pack of strong demons. One who are not very bright and can obey orders. In that case, perhaps my lady would be interested in this batch of creatures recently captured in the lower cities. They are all strong and quite stupid. Hepzibah, what do you want with these puny creatures? They're small fry, fit only to be cannon fodder for the Crusaders. I would suggest... They seem fine to me. Finish the preparations, then send them to the Harem of Ardent Dreams. And be quick about it. Okay. Wonder what she wants with slaves. Jerkot. Who is this guy? I don't remember him from the first time we played. A dark-haired young man stares up at the ugly lump of flesh hovering in the air. Hello up there. I am blinded by your beauty. Please, descend to this humble mortal and grant me the honor of a date with you. I'm going to continue not to interfere. The demon gives an indignant snort and begins to gurgle angrily. His tiefling slave translates. Master Zarzakis says you have 10 seconds to get out of his sight, or he'll command his lackeys to gouge out your eyes. Alright, I can take a hint. I'm leaving. Young man backs away and jots something down in his notebook. Done. Excellent source material. Now I'll have a drink or two in the tavern and get to work. Fearless flirt. Why is this young man relentlessly seeking out dates with the ugliest of Elutionira's denizens? Huh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did not have that quest the first time we came here. Alright. Let's start looking around here. Hello. A demon who looks like a ball of lumpy, melted flesh hovers in the air. He clenches a whip in his hand. The demon emanates an aura of confidence and authority. He snorts sternly at a skinny tiefling standing nearby, whose eyes are skillfully sewn shut with black silk thread, studded with diamond chips. The demon mutters something incomprehensible to you. The tiefling speaks to you in a soft voice devoid of emotion. Master Sarvikis welcomes you to the flesh markets, visitor from another plane. He noticed right away that you are a person of means. Though he himself has no interest in doing business with you, your presence benefits the flesh markets. So Master Zarvakis is prepared to spare you some of his time. The slave will interpret his words for you, for he loathes speaking any language except the one used in his home world. I'm looking for slaves for the gladiator fights in the arena. Master Zarvakis regrets that he must refuse you. He supplies gladiators exclusively to the Nihindrian League, maintaining the high quality of its fighters. Master Zarvakis suggests you speak with other vendors whose goods are not as exclusive, but far more affordable. Why did Hepzibah and Shamira buy your slaves? Lady Hepzibah is extremely secretive. No one knows what she's up to, and no one wants to ask unnecessary questions because Lady Hepzibah has already proven she's quite powerful. Snooping around her business could be dangerous. When Lady Shamira brings the Lady Hepzibah with her, and says she needs stupid but strong slaves, Master Zarzakis never asks questions and does not hold a grudge for the meatball nickname. Master Zarvakis is very wise and shows restraint. I think I'm saying his name wrong, but... One of the demon guards clearly grows interested in the conversation and unconsciously leans forward. Zarzakis whips him across the muzzle with a lightning-fast blow. The demon's head explodes like a watermelon dropped from a great height. The interpreter comments on the execution with indifference. Master Zarzakis would like to remind everyone that unnecessary curiosity can be very harmful for servants, especially if it is curiosity regarding the master's business. I'd like to see your slaves. The interpreter, or the tiefling's monotonous voice, doesn't gain any emotion, even when sorrowful. Howling wails start to break from the owner's throat. Unfortunately, Master Zarzakis' current stock was sold off or disposed of during the recent incident. Master Zarzakis doesn't expect a new shipment anytime soon, but he cannot let you leave the flesh markets without making a deal, for it would tarnish his good name. He invites you to choose whichever of his treasures you'd like to buy. Who are you, demon? The demon answers with a lengthy barking tirade as the interpreter listens carefully to every grunt. Master Zarzakis comes from a remote corner of the abyss, extremely far from these parts. Practically no one in all of Elutionira has heard of the magnificent place that is Master Zarzakis' homeland. He would happily return there because that place is superior to all other realms of the abyss. However, Master Zarzakis found himself fascinated with the concept of slavery. In his homeland, the idea of owning other sentient beings does not exist. The common practice there is still to kill anyone who does not like you, or who is not like you. Master Zarzakis has spent a lot of time studying this sophisticated art of slaveholding, and has become the most respected slave trader in the whole of Elutionira. This seems right. The weak must serve the strong. Listening intently to the pleased hoots of his master, the tiefling adds a trifle of approval to his monotonous speech. Master Zarzakis is pleasantly surprised. Many of your world's inhabitants hold a strange prejudice against slavery. Master Zarzakis wishes you the favor of the demon lord you serve. I appreciate your kind words. Your wisdom is truly impressive. With a harsh roar, Zarzakis uses his whip to knock the chain from the tiefling's neck. A chain attached to a golden plate covered in demonic inscriptions. Deprived of his accessory, the slave quietly kneels, ignoring the bleeding wound on his neck. He finds the golden plate on the ground and hands it to you. Master Zarzakis would like to grant you this valuable gift as a sign of his personal regard, for he has found you to be both intelligent and discerning. Only the most esteemed guests receive such tokens from Master Zarzakis. Let this gift show your high status to all around you. Sorrow and anger fill me as I behold this piece of metal. The blood of unfortunates not yet dried upon it. Be quiet. Are you Zarzakis' slave? The demon bursts into indignant gurgling. Even without understanding a single word, you quickly conclude that he is displeased. Master Zarzakis wishes you to cease your attempts to bypass him, and communicate directly with his property. The provenance of his property is a matter of concern to Master Zarzakis alone, no one else. Can you tell me more about the flesh markets? Master Zarzakis finds your curiosity commendable. He is willing to outline the basic principles of the flesh markets and its... The tiefling falls silent for a while, listening carefully to the demon's croaking, then he finds the correct word. its hierarchy. He is also willing to explain the intricacies of the highly respected occupation of slavery. It would take a lot of effort to find a place more disgusting than this one, even here in the Abyss. In the old days, my warriors and I broke many slave collars and led countless slaves out of the Abyss. Need a sip of water real quick. What is this place? This place is called the Flesh Markets, because here one can buy living and healthy flesh. Slaves for housekeeping, slaves for carnal pleasure, fighting slaves, sacrificial slaves, slaves of an edible nature. Every day, hundreds of slaves are shipped here, and hundreds of customers come to buy them. Where do you get your slaves? The majority of the slaves are captives seized during raids of other planes. Master Zarzakis is happy to inform you that Galarian is one of the main supply channels. The Abyss itself supplies a fair share of slaves as well. Demons have no prejudice against enslaving their kin. Demonic slaves are more hard-wearing and last longer than slaves from most other planes. Who runs the market? Master Zarzakis has the honor of being the informal head of the flesh markets because he is the main supplier to the upper city. All the individuals who dared to challenge Master Zarzakis' primacy renounced their false claims, because his slaves, and now proudly became his slaves, and now proudly wear his personal insignia, carved into their faces with cold iron. Like this guy? With a demanding crack of the whip, Zarzakis calls one of the demons standing nearby. The latter kneels hastily, obediently hides his eyes, and extends his hands palm up. Zarzakis seems satisfied with this display of obedience, so he lets the demon go by whipping him lightly over the shoulder and leaving a ruby-red welt on his skin. As you may have noticed, Master Zarzakis' authority here in the flesh markets is absolute. I see. Let's trade. Roar is something incomprehensible and approving, or maybe threatening. Whoa, that's some expensive stuff right there. You can have all that. Bloody Crescent. Whenever the wielder of this +5 unholy Bardish lands 5 killing blows, they can target an enemy. The chosen enemy suffers -4 to AC for 1 minute. After the ability is used, kill counters reset to 0. Interesting. That's a pretty good weapon. That is a pretty good weapon. What is Demon's Eye? This eye of a demon still holds some power. 3 times per day, you can curse the enemy. The cursed target suffers a -8 penalty to strength and constitution. I want that. Belt of Courageous Charge. Whenever the wearer of this belt of strength and dexterity +4 charges at an enemy, they gain 4 morale bonus on attack and damage rolls against the enemy for 1 round. Yes, please. I also want that. Bracers of Overwhelming Vigor. Whenever the wearer of these bracers land a hit while having full hit points, the enemy must pass a saving throw or be knocked prone for 2 rounds. Oh man, that's kind of good too. I'll buy it too, why not? A gold coin from Illusionaire's Flesh Markets. I'll also buy that, yeah. 250,000 gold we're gonna spend here. We can probably sell some of this stuff too. Yeah, I don't think we need those bows, do we? Got a lot of bows. Alright, that's knocking some of the price off. Definitely don't need that. Probably don't need that anymore either. Or that. Or that. Alright. We still have plenty of money. I like that Demon Eye. I'm going to equip that on me. As for this... What is mine? Strength and Con. We want this to be somebody who charges, right? So that's going to be... either Camellia or Greybor when he's with us. I'll probably give it to Greybor. Yeah, we can give it to you for now. That's really good. What was the other thing we got? Oh, the bracers, right. Somebody who has full hit points. It says lands a hit, right? It doesn't specify what kind of hit. So we could give that to, like, I don't know. What do yours do? I'll give you this. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Go and loot this guy. This is good. Let's trade. Hey, look at all this stuff I found. There you go. Yeah, I know, it's super rare. I don't know where that came from. Alright, let's keep looking around. Venture Captain Kristoff. A lean old man with his back... I forgot to start my timer. With his back as stiff as a pike staff casts a piercing look at you. His gray hair and luxurious sideburns grant him an imposing and significant demeanor. Greetings. I am Count Kristoff Rolano. I have the honor of serving as Venture Captain of the Pathfinder Society, heading the branch of the Society in Alucianera and its adjacent territories. If you need the services of Pathfinders, I can be of assistance. Casting a sharp look at you, Kristoff hands you a sealed letter. I admit your appearance here did not surprise me, because I recently received this letter. It's addressed to you, and I have held it in anticipation of your arrival. What's in it? The tone of the Venture Captain is cold, like it's been just delivered from the crown of the world. I am not in the habit of reading letters addressed to others, and I have no idea why you would think otherwise. However, knowing Venture Captain Hillor, I would assume that it is about his persistent vendetta against a dangerous sorceress called the Spinner of Nightmares. How did Hillor deliver this letter to you? He smiles with amusement. The Pathfinder Society has many agents across many different planes. They, along with a touch of magic, provide us with the most widespread and effective mail delivery service you can imagine. I'll take it. Handing you the letter, Kristoff offers a formal nod. My duty has been done. I need a skilled partner. 100,000 gold. That's unacceptable. Retraining. Want to help the society by providing funds? 1,000 pardons, but surely you understand. Slaves are brought to the market every day. It's never ending. The gold simply slips through our fingers. Without donations, our mission will be a failure. What's your mission? It doesn't say anything. Tell me about yourself. I am a noble, a good Asmodean and a Pathfinder, who earned the honor of being sent with the most unwanted task to the most repulsive point in the world, and ready to provide you with a few good fighters. What else are you interested in? Who are you? The old man lifts his chin and carefully strokes his amazing sideburns. Kristoff Rolano of Longmarch, a hereditary Count of Cheliax and Venture Captain of the Pathfinder Society, at your service. The Pathfinder Society has long planned to open a branch in the Abyss. For obvious reasons, such an appointment didn't make anyone especially happy. However, as people of honor, we Pathfinders of my lodge couldn't let squeamishness stand in the way of duty. All of us volunteered for this mission, and then the Decemvirate chose me as the most suitable candidate. Why were you sent here? The Venture Captain shrugs. To buy slaves, of course, but rather redeem slaves. The Pathfinder Society sent me to provide help to dwellers of Golarion who have been enslaved by demons. Every day, I go to the slave market with a bag of gold, and I return to our shelter with a crowd of poor folk, whose freedom I manage to buy. Unfortunately, there are always too many slaves and too little gold. We send the ones we save to Golarion. Some of them are opportunists and fighters who were unlucky enough to be imprisoned. They are grateful to the society and are ready to provide services to repay us for their rescue. When people who are looking for mercenaries contact me, my charges go to serve them, and the payment for their services fill our coffers for continued redemption of slaves. Ransoming slaves is stupid. You just make the demons stronger with your gold. I agree with you completely. We are literally sponsoring their raids. I suspect that a boycott forcing them to shoulder the cost of even a single generation of prisoners would be enough to put an end to this monstrous practice of slavery for profit. In Cheliax, there are also slaves, but the slavery we have and the slavery in the Abyss are completely different things. We practice limited stripping of personal rights, but it's regulated by law. Here, they wreak sheer savagery, treating sentient beings as mere chattel. What's it like living in the Abyss? Gustav scans the landscape slowly, with dignity, and then says demurely, abominable. The Abyss is a savage place, where everything that can be designed in a wrong way is. Everything is clear. And I have to go. Yeah, we're not donating to you. Get out of here. Nope. I was wondering if he was just like a generic slave trader there. Warlong Black Mask.
I lead. You follow.
Real quick, what kind of slave am I looking for here? Oh, we need to read that letter. The letter appears in the rough but legible handwriting of a person who doesn't write often. Greetings, Commander. I'm sorry to bother you with any requests when you are busy with a difficult and dangerous mission, but my situation is extremely serious. I have found the trail of the Spinner of Nightmares. Her agent in Nerisian fell into our hands and revealed during interrogation that the last known lair of the Spinner was in Elutionira, in a block called the 10,000 Delights. Knowing the habits of the Spinner of Nightmares, I'm inclined to believe that she used to live in the heart of a giant brothel. My poor Lowry might still languish in this horrible place. I'm begging you to look for her, or any traces of the Spinner. I guess we can help him out. Need to check the time real quick. Okay. Okay. Mr. Black Mask. A stern-looking demon stands before you, bristling with what seems an arsenal of weapons, and his copious scars suggest he's been hacked to pieces more than once. His face is hidden under a grotesque obsidian mask attached to his flesh by thin straps ending in hooks. The hooks are threaded into the skin, and the wounds bleed profusely as if inflicted mere moments ago. The mask resembles a sinister black mollusk, enveloping the face of its victim. When he speaks, the slaver's voice is muffled. Greetings, stranger. I am Warlong, legend of the Battle Bliss. Are you looking to buy some battle slaves, or do you need weapons for yourself and your servants? Show me the ones you're selling. Who are you? I am Warlong Black Mask. I was the champion of the arena, and I fought and killed in the name of my mistress Shamira. I worshipped her. I was her slave and her bodyguard. She was flattered by the many killings dedicated to her honor, and by the shouts of the crowd chanting her name. But then I had a dark revelation. I realized Shamira was not worthy of my worship. She owned me, but my true mistress was the one that entered the arena with me. Her hand in mine. Death. So I dedicated my next victim to her instead of Shamira. My mistress was enraged. She arranged a fight in the arena, one I had no hope of winning. I was hacked and cut, torn apart, choked, ground to dust by magic, and impaled on spears. But still I did not die. My remains were stitched back together, piece by piece. Death was with me that day, and I returned even more powerful. But the fights lost their appeal after that. An immortal gains no glory fighting mortals. So I left the arena, and I no longer kill by my own hand. Now I offer my gifts to death. By the hands of the gladiators I train, I take their names and their dreams, and, in return, I give them weapons and the dark revelation of death. What is this mask you wear? The first champion fought wearing this mask. The final champion will fight wearing it on the day this world ceases to exist. In this mask, I was invincible, and I conquered the Battle Bliss and made all of Elutionira bow before me. I thought to pass it to Gelderfang, my apprentice, but despite his many talents in the art of killing, he loved his life far too much. He was afraid of death, too frightened to fight me and take the mask. He is not a true gladiator, not a real champion, but no one aside from the true children of the arena is capable of understanding this. This mask is strikingly different from the ones we're looking for to solve the riddles in the Nameless Ruins. Still, it's unique. I would like to examine it. Honored demon. Hand it over immediately for an experiment. I promise to try not to break it. No. Please? No. I'll mention your name in my encyclopedia. Over my dead body. Fine. Ninio turns to look at you, expectation in her eyes. I'm doing this for science. Ninio, give it a rest. But what about the experiment? Ninio lowers her head, and for a brief moment you think she may burst into tears. But the next moment she raises her head and looks at you without any hint of what just happened. Show me the weapons you're selling. My gladiators come from a range of planes and are accustomed to fighting in different styles, so I have quite a wide selection. I am positive you will find something that fits your hand, no matter how many hands nature gave you. The slaver chuckles, pleased with his own joke. The items I have here are the best examples of Nahindrian weapons and armor. Why do you keep calling them Nahindrian? Rumors have it, or have been going around, about some special magical Nahindrian crystals that grant immense power to their owners. No one knows for certain where they come from or what they really are, but everyone desires them. Lucianir has become obsessed with all things Nahindrian. We've read this. Yep. Alright, what do you got? Also expensive things. Oh my god, look at that S-Stock. Night Flash. +5 Speed Shock S-Stock grants its wielder +5 bonus on initiative rolls. Damn, man. Damn. What else we have? Sky Scorcher, a Javelin, Frostbite, Interceptor, a Rapier. Let's compare it to yours. Okay. It's +5 Keen Rapier. Grants its wielder a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls on attacks of opportunity. If an attack of opportunity results in killing blow, the wielder can make one extra attack during the next round. A magical effect that gives it I mean, I think technically the Reeking Heart of Arcane is probably better. This one does sound cool though, the Interceptor. Especially with our outflank ability. Well, think about it. Eyes of the Dragon. These Tiger Eye gems fit over and then meld into the eyes, transforming the wearer's eyes into something slitted and draconic. These eyes grant the wearer blind sense with a range of 60 feet. Basically means you can't be blinded, huh? See, anything else that we use? Longbow of Leeching Strike. +5 bleed longbow confirms a critical hit. The enemy suffers 1d6 direct damage for every 5 feet that enemy travels for 2 rounds. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Yeah. Now, for your stuff, do I get these bonuses still? I think we're supposed to, aren't we? I mean, this is definitely a better weapon. I mean, it's got a +5 enhancement. I don't know if it makes him bleed, though. That's something to think about, too. These are expensive weapons, though. Damn. Display of power. +6 strength. 15-foot aura that makes all enemies in range suffer will saves. -2 will saves. +4 on dex and strength. Whenever the wearer of this belt lands a killing blow, they gain +5 on their next attack. Oh man, that could be really good too. Holy crap, this guy is just loaded with good stuff. Robe of the Overmind. This regal-looking robe is trimmed with softly glowing geometric sigils. Damage reduction, spell resistance. 4 are all saving throws. The DC of all spells with mind effect and descriptor cast are increased by 1. Oh man, that could be good too. Headbutter's Helm. Whenever the wearer of this helm successfully charges at an enemy, the enemy must pass a reflex save or -2 AC and attack rolls for 3 rounds. Damn. Also very good. Nah. These delicate silver bracers are decorated with blue butterflies. While worn, swallowtail bracers grant the wearer +2 to all saving throws, abilities, and skill checks. Ability checks, not like their actual abilities. Light shield, solid chains. Do we have a mount in this group? I don't think so. The wearer's first spell cast in any combat bolstered, as those use the bolster spell effect. Chain shirt, Royal Messenger's chain shirt. Reflexive mobility checks. Corset of dire witchcraft. Could be good for you. The slimming garment is fastened with lace, buckles, and buttons, and reinforced with ribs of leather or bone. +4 bonus to AC. If the wearer is a witch, the save DCs against their hexes increase by 2. You are a witch, right? Like, your subclass is from a witch thing, correct? Oh, why doesn't it tell me? I'm pretty sure that this was a witch subclass. Witch. Keen-eyed adventurer. Yep. So that'd be great for her. So I think we'll buy that for her.
No one stands in my way.
Gotta find it again. It's one of the cheaper items we're looking at. Medallion of Demonic Disruption. Meant to be worn around the neck. And a braided boot. And a creature with the demon subtype casts a spell within 50 feet of the wearer. It must attempt a concentration check with a DC equal to 15 plus double spells level. Dude, that's potentially really good too. BJ, the Scarab's possessor gains spell resistance 20 and is considered under the constant effect of Death Ward. Oh my god. This is the Sawtooth stuff. We've already got one of those. Man, I don't know. There's so many things I want to buy. We'll just buy this for now, just in case we want to see what the other merchants have first before we go crazy. Oh, I thought this would go there.
I see no reason to have this.
Oh yeah, this is much better than that. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, this isn't giving her any AC. Oh, because she has mage armor on right now. That's fine. Okay, what sorry, I came in here to see what kind of buy gladiators for the arena. And the goodwill of the arena master almost as much as fighting prowess. It is the arena steward who decides. Okay, so when the arena steward asks for a favor, the smartest options agree. Of new gladiators. If a shipment of new fighters is arranged for him, the commander can count on his support in the future. Doesn't specify. So, I'm looking for slaves for the gladiator fights in the arena. What is this? Show me the ones you're selling. I'm selling death itself. Death lurks in my gladiators' hands and in their eyes. They can kill so swiftly, you will not even see them strike. They can kill so slowly, their opponent's death makes the spectators shiver in ecstasy, and they embrace their own death with such dignity that their names soar from the lips of the crowd into the dark sky, straight into the hands of the merciful death. The gladiators, a mix of all races and ages, do indeed look tough and dangerous. Their powerful bodies, bloodthirsty gazes, and deft yet casual grips on their weapons show them to be true masters of their art. They resemble a pack of predators at rest before a bloody hunt, where they will rip, tear, and gut their prey. The glances they exchange are amiable, but not warm, for tomorrow each may have to kill the other in front of a screaming crowd. There's glory to be gained by fighting in the arena, you say? There certainly is. The gladiator fights are the most popular entertainment here in the Lucian era. There's no better way to acquire fame and glory than to step into the battle bliss and take another's life. If your slaves are that good in a fight, why don't they rebel and free themselves? The arena is their home. The other gladiators their family, and the fight's their sole purpose in life. Fighting is their only path to glory and a carefree life of luxury. But to win in the arena, you need a distinguished and influential master He will provide you with an experienced trainer, good weapons, decent food, and skillful lovers to salve your wounds. But would such a distinguished and influential demon take on just any no-name wannabe? Of course not. That's why when a demon wishes to purchase a gladiator for the arena, they come to me, and the best fighters pay enormous sums to become my slaves and trainees. I'm their only hope of making it to the top. Did I hear that right? People pay to become your slaves? It's a rare moment that I find myself lost for words, but this is one of them. Your statement is a logical paradox. Can't you see that a declaration of speechlessness disproves the premise of said declaration? I'm looking for slaves for the gladiator fights in the arena. I'm selling death itself. Death lurks in my gladiators. Gladiators' hands and in their eyes. They can kill so swiftly, you will not even see them strike. They can kill so slowly, their opponent's death makes the spectators shiver in ecstasy. And they embrace their own death with such dignity. Yeah, I've already read this. Okay. I'll buy your gladiators. 35,000 gold. Smiling at the gladiators' bellowing battle cries, the slaver examines you with a sharp look. The straps of the mask tighten slightly, making the skin wrinkle. Finally he nods. You look genuine. You are a killer. I suppose I can sell you my gladiators. 35,000 gold coins. For the 35,000 enemies they'll kill in your honor in the arena. No deal. It is a great and unholy gift to have gladiators die with your name on their lips. As death takes them away, she will hear your name. When your time comes, she'll remember you and send you a death far more painful. It is a great honor. Do not refuse it. Want to shop around first. Might get a better deal. Remissa. The eyes of the translucent Merilith carefully observes her surrounding. It seems this is not merely an image, but a projection of the creature's consciousness, while their physical body is located somewhere far, far away. Next to the Merilith fidgets a shriveled Mandragora, which utters the occasional displeased shriek. Ah, a visitor from another plane. I am Remissa, also known as Sloftskin, and I am no simple vendor, but a true artist of the slave trade. My warehouses currently stand empty, but we could always arrange for a customer or a custom order. What would you like to acquire? Perhaps your enemy's son or daughter, bound by magic and powerless in the face of anything you might wish to do to them? An attractive person who once dared to reject you? The little brat who bullied you as a child? Lucianira is the city where all your dreams come true. The Merilith licks her lips, especially if they are dirty, bloody, and sweet dreams of possession or revenge. Camellia echoes the words of the demoness in a pensive voice. You can order anyone you want, and make your bloodthirsty dreams come true. I bet many cannot resist such a temptation. It is truly terrible. Sociel nods encouragingly at Camellia. Facing such evil can shock even a seasoned veteran, let alone a sheltered young woman such as yourself. But I promise that we will get out of this terrible place and return home, all of us. Ah, yes, of course. Thank you for the comforting words, Sociel. I am indeed shocked by the monstrous ways of the Abyss. Camellia is great. Evil as very evil. Yeah. What do you mean by artist of the slave trade? While others trade for material gain, I do it for art. Unlike others, I am not involved in the faceless shipment of goods. Each slave who passes through my hands has a personality. Each sale is a spiritual experience. Not long ago, I sent my hunters to track down and capture a brave rebel fighting for the freedom of his people. And then I sold him, chained and dressed as a pleasure slave, to the tyrant who had enslaved his homeland. Some may call it cliché, but I call it classic. So, what I see standing here is just a projection? Certainly. It is not safe to appear in the flesh markets in person, especially for someone like me. You see, before I switched to this line of work, I was a humble gardener. I used to grow mandragoras. The Merilith pats her ugly pet on the head. It is a well-known fact that mandragoras grow if you water an ordinary weed with demon blood, or if you plant it in a demon's corpse. The allies, lovers, and masters of those I turn into fertilizer are still searching for me. Thus, I conduct my business remotely. In the same way, When I have slaves to sell, I first show their projections. Only after they're sold do I deliver them to the buyer. Any gladiators? That's not my area. I grew tired of the battle bliss. I used to work with them, and rather often at that. I'd arrange for siblings, lovers, or a parent and child to battle in the arena. My best scenarios in this vein have already been staged to great acclaim, and I've yet to devise new ones. Come and ask me again in 50 years or so. Alright. Go ahead and loot all this stuff. Ooh. Jaws of the Jackal. These gauntlets grant a profane vigor effect and +2 to natural armor to all evil creatures summoned by the wearer of these gauntlets. If the wearer summons a Thanademon, they granted a greater profane vigor of +4 to AC. If the wearer summons any good outside creature, it will attack the wearer and their allies. A summoned creature gains 2 profane bonus on attack rolls with saves and skill checks. Oh, okay. And then greater profane vigor. A summoned creature gains 4 to attack roll saves and skill checks, immunity to fear effects, and a number of temporary hit points. You go to your caster level maximum 20. That's cool. I don't think we can summon anything like that. At least not yet. The tall, thin vendor is swathed in a loose black robe. He is not a demon, but it is impossible to determine his race. His expressionless and hairless face is covered in tattoos and looks as if it's made of wax. His eyes are motionless. As you approach, the black figure almost doubles over as he sweeps into a low bow. The vendor moves with a supernatural delicacy and grace impossible for a human. He extends his arms, and also covered in tattoos, toward you. The ink on his palms comes to life and forms the words, "Greetings, I am Krebis, vendor of magical lunatics." The voice of the hand sounds contemplative. "I can sense shadows, evil shadows, that once served their old master, Variavaxis, whom I fought valiantly but had not the strength to defeat. Beware this one, champion, for he is linked to powers beyond, both formidable and cunning." Something inside you awakens and casts a fiery glance at the slaver. You can see the darkness curling under the thin layer of his skin, or rather, a shadow resembling darkness, a demon woven of shadows. "What kind of slaves can you offer?" With a slight nod, Krebis points at a group of slaves standing nearby. All of them are completely motionless, their backs unnaturally straight. They seem to be drugged. Their eyes are entirely black, without a hint of pupils, and in the depths, tiny blue sparks flicker like stars in the night sky. From time to time, some of the slaves utter something uncanny or barely comprehensible, then fall silent again. Tiny ink glyphs begin to appear rapidly on the slaver's palm as if drawn by a skilled scribe. "My lunatics. Magical ingredients for ritual sacrifices. Dissolved in blood. Fermentation finished. Distillation finished. Deposited into practical self-propelled storage units inside the slaves' bodies. High magic potential. The goods were examined and certified by esteemed Willidus. Approved for trading." Ah, Willidus. I can sense darkness inside them. Not mundane darkness, which is merely the absence of light, but an embodied darkness that begets evil and possesses awareness instead of being emptiness and nothing. What cursed substance did he pump into these unfortunates? Keep an eye on them, for the darkness inside them waits for the right moment to be born into this world. What have you done to these slaves, and why? Snakes made of letters crawl over Krebis's hands. They are no longer slaves. They are vessels of magic. Their bodily fluids were drained and replaced by potions and decoctions, imbued with energies. Their dried mummies were filled with dampness of magic, and their dehydrated brains were filled with the mysteries of the universe. Top quality. The Hendrian, as they say here in Illusionera. I'm looking for slaves for the gladiator fights in the arena. He shakes his head. Words appear over his skin. Magic, art, craft. Not slaughter. Show me your magic wares. Or who are you first? 3 words appear on the vendor's palm. Krebis from everywhere. The secretive stranger smiles lifelessly and shrugs. His soft, flowing movements are so smooth as to be almost indiscernible, as if he were not a creature of flesh, but rather of melting wax. The slaver opens his mouth wide, and you see neither teeth nor tongue inside. The ink on his palm forms the words, "I can communicate." Show me your wares. The slaver gives you another low bow. One of his eyes suddenly rolls out of his eye socket with a neat, gentle movement. Krampus touches the eyeball and returns it to its normal place, and then he points to his wares. What a swell gentleman that guy is, huh? Alright. What do we got here? Alright, so you got some meta magic wands. Pearls of power. +5 Ghost Touch Quarterstaff allows its wearer to cast illusion spells as if they were 3 levels higher. That seems really powerful. Is it worth 92,000 gold, though? That's the question. Unholy Shepherd. While wielding this ring with a sign of Baphomet, you can summon 2 challenge rating 14 half-fiendish minotaurs 3 times per day. They will fight on your side for 10 minutes. Or if you die while wearing this ring, they are summoned too. But now as enemies. Oh my. Arcane Persistence. Whenever the wearer of these boots casts the same spell for the 4th time during the day, the next spell becomes quickened, as though using the quickened spell feat. I think we're going to buy these. And you can have these. It takes a very minimal amount off. Imminent Demise. Makes an attack of opportunity. The enemy must pass a fortitude save or be knocked down. +2 bonus on attack and damage rolls with 2-handed weapons. You want that for Greybor. Because that... he uses 2 two-handed weapons. I'm curious to see if that synergizes. What else we got? Robe of Malice. That's for monks. Is that it? Got a lot of good wands. So I'm not against getting a wand, but I think we'd probably rather buy... oh, it's got a whole bunch of scrolls, too. All the scrolls. Okay. We'll just buy this for now. It's another 100,000 gold. My goodness. Yep. There you go. Okay. Any other merchants down this way? Wow, I wasn't actually expecting to be able to go this way. Alright, any other merchants? Raggy here. The Cambion who gives you a smarmy bow. Looks like he once tried to split in 2, then changed his mind. His chest is twice as wide as it should be, and double pupils stare at you from each of his eyes. Every time this freakish creature opens his mouth, an impressive goiter swells on his neck. His voice has an unpleasant croaking quality, as if a giant toad had taken up residence in his throat. Would you like to buy some fresh flesh? You can call me Raggy. I'm at your service. Who are you? Everybody calls me Raggy, and the name's just fine by me. I'm the top vendor here at the flesh markets, no matter what the others think. They sell expensive, classy goods, whereas I specialize in rabble and riffraff. My goods cost 10 times less than what the others are selling, but I have 100 times more clients than everyone else. Everybody needs a slave. Cheap, maybe slightly defective, but still a slave. Big shots from the upper city prefer to do business with the others, but so what? The middle city feeds me much better. Raggy raises his voice for the last part. You notice that the demons standing nearby cast cautious glances at the insolent, grinning Cambion. It seems this shabby specimen has some authority here after all. Besides, I don't just sell live goods, I sell the stuff that used to belong to these poor fools as well. You'll find some extremely valuable and interesting items among the loot taken during slave raids. Show me. Okay. Rusty Dawn, a battle axe. Rude Stopper. Do we still use crossbows? Not really, do we? I think... Do you have a crossbow? We bought you this, didn't we? Rolling Thunder? Yeah, I mean, that's going to be good enough for you for probably ever. Okay. No. Maybe the Mighty Fists? Oh, that's what I'm wearing. Okay, don't need that then. +2 insight bonus on attack and damage rolls with ranged weapons against large and bigger enemies. That would be better for you, probably. This robe grants its wearer +10 on Knowledge Arcana, skill checks, and DC of spells from witch schools by 1. Is this the chest? I wish you could see the name of that. Yeah, because it compares it, so. It's probably better than the corset. I don't know. Call to Violence. +4 also grants its wearer 30-foot aura, which grants all enraged allies in the area. Yes. We'll take just that. And that's gonna replace this. For you. Hell yeah. So now when he gives rage to everybody, it's also gonna do this, right? I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, Mr. Raggy. Looking for slaves for the arena? With an odd hacking sound, the Cambion coughs a lump of phlegm into his hands and examines the mucus closely for some time. At last, seemingly satisfied, he carelessly wipes his palm on his clothes. These slaves for the arena? Just as Galarian scum. They won't win a single bout, of course, but their blood will grease the blades of the real fighters, and the crowd will have some fun. How does that sound? Show me. I can offer you a shipment of Galarian slaves. They certainly aren't in the best shape. Galarians are notorious for their fragility, but torturing them sure is fun. As Raggy grins, he's got at least 2 rows of needle-sharp teeth in his mouth. The Galarian slaves are clad in torn rags, their bodies emaciated. Many have wounds and cuts. Their blank indifference to everything happening around them suggests these unfortunates lost any hope of escaping long ago. Seizing the moment and deftly spitting at the Mephit in the cage, Raggy nods at him. If you wish, you can also purchase this little bugger. He won't be much use, but you can entertain yourself for some time, torturing him. He is sharp-tongued and quite resilient. I guarantee you'll spend several interesting and pleasant evenings killing this little freak. Chuckling, Raggy watches as the Mephit wipes the spit from his face and mutters curses under his breath. The Mephit's voice is angry, but tinged with respect. We got a quest update. Okay. I could have sworn he said something about the type of slave he wanted. I'm gonna have to, like... I'm not gonna buy any slaves this episode. I'll look in between episodes.
Something over there.
To see. I think there's one more merchant, though. Yep. Hello. A grotesquely fat demon speaks to a demoness standing in front of him. His voice, irritated yet slightly sycophantic. If you want to get these sweet Azamars for the 10,000 delights, cough up 50,000. Just look how delicious they are. These girls haven't yet been whipped. Your clients will be clamoring for them. And after they become too worn out, they'll make a magnificent stew. I'll give you 30 if you stop talking rubbish, down, or keep going, and you can steer clear of my you can steer clear of my palace of delights. You can pleasure yourself on your own, you fat chunk of rotten meat. Do you want to get on Shivaro's bad side? Do you really want that? The Azamar slaves standing nearby try to avoid looking at the angry demoness. Even in their miserable position, they retain the mark of inner purity and nobility inherent of their kind. Puffing himself up, the fat demon answers abruptly and angrily. 50,000. For these delightful, innocent creatures your shabby and worn-out demoness can't hope to compete with. That is my final offer. Stay away from the 10,000 delights. You can have your own little morsels pleasure you from now on, you greedy, horny piece of shit. The disgustingly fleshy demon greets you with a wave, his arms encased in roll after roll of fat. Allow me to present my living wares, the finest household slaves to serve you and entertain your body and spirit, and they can satiate even the most exquisite cravings. The demon accompanies his last claim with voluptuous lip-smacking, looking pleased. I'm looking for gladiators. The demon chuckles quietly, every fold of flesh rippling. He answers his voice low so that his slaves don't hear. Oh no. The rough and tumble of the arena is no good for my little pets. They are intended for a much more elegant slaughter. What were you arguing about? She wanted to buy my beautiful Azamar concubines for her palace of pleasures, the 10,000 delights. Unfortunately, her common sense and good taste couldn't compete with her greed. She offered me a paltry price, next to nothing, instead of gratefully paying the full sum for these slaves, offering 30,000 for a group of innocent, pure Azamars shipped here with the utmost care. No one has laid a single finger on them. No one has taken a single bite out of them. It's simply outrageous. Who are you? I am Dyank, or Dyank, the slave trainer. When I was younger and much more slimmer, I was a dashing raider. I spent my days abducting concubines from other planes for the harems of the most powerful lords of the abyss. My experience, however, has shown me that raising and training pleasure slaves from an early age is a much more profitable and much less risky business. That's why I now own the largest and most respectable slave farm, where I breed representatives of various races from different planes. Though I haven't entirely given up the raiding, his deceptively slow movements and soft folds of flesh fail to hide the powerful muscles beneath. This demon could likely lift a wagon with 2 horses by himself. Windwag looks at Camellia mockingly. What porcelain skin they have! What pearly white teeth! What delicate and slender figures! You know, you would fit right in among these empty-headed fools. Maybe it's time for you to quit adventuring and do what you're best suited for. Damn! Camellia looks at Windwag with an unreadable expression, the corners of her lips twitching. You have no idea what you're talking about. But you may be right. Perhaps it's time. What? Show me what you have. Just feast your eyes on them. The most exquisite pleasure slaves raised in comfort and luxury at your service. They are well-trained, neat, docile, and stand ready to become ideal servants for your manor. All of them are young and healthy, in a perfect state of ripeness. The demon bursts into sickening cackling, and then whispers to you confidently. Of course, we have made sure that their tender flesh meets the expectation of even the most demanding gourmet. They have no inkling of what awaits them, so you need not worry about fear spoiling the meat, making it tough and bitter. Beautiful, athletic, and well-groomed young men and women of different races smile sweetly at you. Their cheerful looks aren't marred by the slightest hint of intelligence. These slaves remind you of happy and well-fed sheep grazing in the pasture. The slaver's eyes widen and he starts to speak, nearly hyperventilating. Just recently, one of my slave hunting crews returned, bringing me the most beautiful gift. A group of young, fresh, pure Azamar girls, full of mouth-watering innocence. All of them are beauties in their prime, caught with the utmost care, unwounded. Shamira will take an interest in them, I wager. Because of her origin, she loves having her fun with Azamars. There are countless ways one can use such a valuable acquisition. Though if you ask me, the smartest way is to treat yourself to a medium rare fillet with rich, meaty gravy. The Azamar women look pale and scared, but even in captivity, they manage to retain their dignity, and refuse to let the demons savor their fear. As Yonk continues his nauseating commentary, they raise their chins higher, and do their best to maintain cold, detached expressions. Such beauties should be enjoying life, and delighting others with their loveliness, not bathing their faces in tears in the middle of a slave market. Darren casts a grim, sidelong look at the captured Aasimar women. His hand reaches for his coin purse. How much do you want for them? The demon pointedly ignores the count and looks only at you. Would you like to buy these girls? Well, we can negotiate a deal, but I warn you now, they won't come cheap. Address the pleasure slaves. Don't you get it? You're going to be eaten. How much? Oh, this is the pleasure slaves. The slaver stretches his lips in a predatory grin. It's been a long time since I last had Nahindrian goods such as these for sale. If you know what I mean. They'll cost you 25,000 gold coins. The slaves exchange pleased whispers as they hear the high price their master has asked for them. These poor mortals do not realize they are no better than cattle. When the time comes for them to be led to the slaughter, their minds will not grasp that their kind master has reared them for torment and death. Anyone who makes a deal with a demon looks exactly like them in the end. A naive fool mocked by all, because they do not know the knife that awaits. Okay, I thought it was going to be the same thing. Smacking his lips, the demon answers in a saccharine voice. When we say Nahindrian, we mean of the finest quality, that's all. Everyone in the city keeps talking about some Nahindrian crystals that grant immense power, but no one can say what they really are. The only thing we know is that they exist and their owners suddenly become unbelievably powerful. But as long as no one knows what they really are, you can call anything Nahindrian you see. How about the Aasimar? Oh, I see you are a connoisseur. I'd like to warn you that these little birdies will cost you a pretty sum. Their price scared off the Madam of the 10,000 Delights. But for Shamira, to whom I intend to sell these fresh Aasimar beauties, 50,000 is spare change. I'm willing to sell them to you for the same price. If we do not intervene, these women will be doomed by the celestial blood that flows in their veins. There is nothing more tantalizing for a demon than befouling, abusing, and destroying any being with ties to the upper planes. We have no right to stand by and leave these unfortunates to a terrible fate of torture and death. No deal. If you don't buy them, you'll regret it. They would have given you such pleasure. I'm sure Shamira will send for them very soon. I might be back. Okay. Oh, there's this guy too. Who are you? A tough-looking demon with a rough, cruel face and the hands of a seasoned warrior greets you with a grin. Looking to buy slaves, eh? Me, I've just sold off the shipment I captured during the last raid. I'm Kurz, captain of the Bloody Bitch. Who are you? The demon stares at you in disbelief, then bursts into laughter. Who am I? I'm Kurz, known by some as Kurz Got Stabbed, captain of the legendary Bloody Bitch. I'm the most famous damn pirate in the Midnight Isles. You must be a landlubber who's never set foot aboard an airship if you haven't heard of me. A pirate? I overheard someone in the tavern saying that all pirates are crazy scoundrels and merciless thugs. Now I understand why. They fly between islands on airships. Can you imagine that? They fly in the sky. I can't even look at it without shuddering. And they live up there. They're completely deranged. Do you know Melara? That nut job? Her entire crew must be wimps and weaklings if they haven't slit such a leader's throat or fed her to Ishiar's beasts yet. You can't help but notice that despite Kurz's dramatic bravado, a spark of fear gleams in his eyes. Tell me about being a pirate. Oh my god. What exactly do you want to know? The life of a pirate ship captain consists of 4 things: his vessel, his crew, his experience, and Pazuzu's patronage, of course. I wasn't expecting there to be this much. You already have wings of your own. Why do you need a flying ship? He eyes you with suspicion, as if searching for signs of mockery in your face. Sure. And what do you propose I do with all the loot carrying it on my back? What about the slaves we tucked into the cargo hold? The ship is a big flying treasure chest. It also provides a fair amount of cover from arrows and spells that rain down on us during boardings. Alright guys. We actually have to end the episode here. So, we'll talk to this guy. I'll try to remember to talk to him as soon as we come back. But he has a lot more than I thought he was going to have. But we'll talk to him, and then we'll probably visit this guy. He's got the last goods we want to buy, including the slaves for the gladiator tournament, or arena. And then we'll probably head back there and fight. Until then, hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.